Hello. Yes, I wish I could spend an entire hour here. There is so much history right in this room. Of course, we just celebrated Veterans Day, but the stories of our veterans live on, especially the two who are being represented right here. So we have Stephen at Witherell's Auction House in Midtown Sacramento. Tell us about these treasures right in front of us, Stephen.
Thanks, Molly. What we have are the estates of two of our greatest World War II generals, General Anthony McAuliffe and General McNarney. And they were two very different kinds of generals, but very American. They were both West Point graduates. General McAuliffe was commander of the artillery for the 101st Airborne. And he is famous in particular during the Battle of the Bulge, when the Germans were trying to push our troops out of Europe. General McAuliffe ended up cut off completely with his men of the 101st in Bastogne, a little town in Luxembourg. And they were surrounded by German Waffen-SS troops and other troops, and we couldn't even get supplies to them because of the weather. And General McAuliffe held out until they were relieved. But he's most famous for saying the word nuts, because the Germans demanded his surrender and said, you know, you're surrounded, and just for humanitarian reasons, you should surrender. McAuliffe was a really clean-cut guy, and he refused to swear. And so he was reading the demands from the German commander, and he apparently just got really angry and just said, "Oh, nuts." And
yeah, and just tell us a little bit about McNarney. He took over for Eisenhower, and he played a pivotal role in the after-war efforts. In fact, tell us about this piece right here. This was to thank him. This is so significant.
That's a particularly wonderful piece. It was done by a group of Polish and Jewish refugees who had survived the concentration camps. And there were millions of refugees at the end of the war, and unlike other armies, the United States forces were tasked with trying to help them find new homes and places. And McNarney did such a wonderful job that they presented him with this. It's a Christmas scene done by the Jewish and Polish refugees as a tribute to McNarney. It's got a long inscription on the back. And
then really quickly tell us briefly about this. We have about 30 seconds.
This was one of Adolf Hitler's dishes from Berchtesgaden, which was Hitler's holiday retreat up in the Alps. And it was brought out by an AP reporter and given to McNarney, and McNarney had this on his wall for years as just a symbol of who he defeated.
Yeah. So again, I mean, those were just two pieces. This entire room is filled with history of two incredible generals who you said not only helped make history, helped change it, helped offer freedom for millions of people around the world. This auction is open through November 16th. I believe you can come in and see the items yourself.
You can. You should make an appointment by calling our office, but you can come in and tour all these amazing things.
Yeah. And you said there are items for as little as $50, so in case you're doing some holiday shopping for the person who has everything, a little bit of history might just be that special thing. Thank you so much for sharing this little piece of history. Incredible to talk to you and just be surrounded by all of these treasures.
Thank you, Molly.
We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, thank you.
Wonderful. Good stuff. Thank you, Molly.